Hello, I'm Adam Cole at betterpianoteacher.com, and this is How to Write a Song in 30 Years. And this time we're going to be talking about a song called You're a Fool. You're a Fool was one of the earlier songs I wrote along with Clear Away and Dead Run. It came before Please Jenny. And it was originally meant to be kind of a Billy Joel song in the vein of Big Shot and All for Lena. Kind of a screaming at the world because you really want to call that girl song. Along the way, it sort of morphed into a more Steely Dan type song, or maybe Steely Dan via Billy Joel. And I want to tell you about the process. It started off with this kind of lick. You're distressed and you're ready to kill, and you ain't gonna call, but you probably will. You're a fool. All well and good. And I did the version like that. Then when it came time to do the thing with the bass and the guitar and the drums, I got a little more involved, and I thought, how could I make this hipper? So I changed it into more of a jazz sound, and instead of this, I did this. Now, at the time, I was 18 years old, didn't know from jazz. All I was doing was just listening in my head to what I thought it should sound like and exploring and playing around. I had just discovered that if you take a major chord and you put a different bass under it than its actual bass, you can get some interesting stuff, and you can move major chords around and get really cool stuff. And so by playing around with that, when I got to the B section, I ended up with this crazy set of chords that are so interesting and jazz-like that I doubt I could have come up with them on my own today. But here's basically what that sounded like. Then I did this. That crazy change, literally, I don't think I could improvise that. I would have to sit and think of it. And I thought of it at 18, just kind of working through. I'm like, what should come next? And in my head, I heard this. I could tell you what that chord is now, but at the time, all I knew was that it was a G major over a G flat bass. And then where did it go? I just kind of followed the chords around. So there's one other story to this changed tune. I will give kudos to Barry Jaspin, who played a wonderful jazz guitar part on the newer version, and he did a great job both of coming up with his own ideas and listening to my ideas. But the really interesting thing came with Jason Hershaft on the drums. In the original version, at the very end, he ended about a measure too soon, stumbled, caught himself, and then continued on. But by the time he'd figured out how to continue on, then the tune was over and it just kind of trailed off. So it went bop, ba 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 ba. You'll hear it on the recording. I liked that ending a lot. I liked the way it sounded like it was ending and then the drummer continues. And I asked him to deliberately do it the next time round. So all of these things have one thing in common, which is that you don't need to know what you're doing to do cool stuff. Cool stuff can happen by accident, and cool stuff can just happen as you're figuring things out. You don't have to have all the answers. You can figure things out as you go. You can keep mistakes. All of these things go together to make a great song. Let's listen to both of those songs. I'll play you the old one first and then the new one last. If you enjoy these, please let me know. I'm Adam, the learning coach at betterpianoteacher.com. I'll see you next time.
Why you sitting around when you know that your dream has been burned to the ground? You're a fool. You're a fool. You're upset, you're distressed, and you're ready to kill, and you ain't gonna call, but you probably will. You're a fool. You're a fool. Here's an option for you, and you better not miss it. Just forget about her, don't consider a visit. There is only so much that a body can do, but you just can't admit she don't care about you. So you rant and you scream and you yell at your folks, and your tongue is so sharp that you cut with your jokes. Only one thing remains, just give in to your pains. There's a phone on the wall, will she care if you don't call it all? By the end of the week you have found someone new, or perhaps she's the same, it don't matter to you, silly fool, lonely fool. Why you sitting around when you know that your dream has been burned to the ground? You're a fool. You're a fool. You're upset, you're distressed, and you're ready to kill, and you ain't gonna call, but you probably will. You're a fool. You're a fool. Here's an option for you, and you better not miss it. Just forget about her, don't consider a visit. There is only so much that a body can do, but you just can't admit she don't care about you. So you rant and you scream and you yell at your folks, and your tongue is so sharp that you cut with your jokes. Only one thing remains, just give in to your pain. There's a phone on the wall, will she care if you don't call it all? By the end of the week you have found someone new, or perhaps she's the same, it don't matter to you, silly fool.